December bookworms, how we doing? It's Jessica back with another video, and it's my December TBR. I've got a lot of books for my December TBR. I think I'm gonna get to most of them. I think there's probably only gonna be one or two this month that I don't really get to, but I think I've got some good ones on here. Okay, so bear with me. I barely know anything about most of these books, so we just gonna find out together. Okay, so professional. All right, the first book on my list is All He Wants for Christmas by Karen Booth. It is a brother's widow pregnancy romance that takes place during Christmas. That by Harlequin. That was all I needed. That was all she wrote. That was all I needed. So it made the list. Next we have One Christmas Wish by Brenda Jackson, a Catalina Cove novel. So I'm assuming this is a part of a series Brenda Jackson wrote. Brenda Jackson is a very prolific romance writer. She's written tons. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, like more than 100 romance titles. She lives in Jacksonville, Florida. Girl, if I wrote over 100 romance titles and was successful, I would not be living in Jacksonville, Florida. But to each his own. But anyway, this is, I think it's a part of her Catalina Cove series. This is the only book I've ever read of that series. It's called One Christmas Wish, and it's about Vaughn Miller, who was in jail for embezzlement and fraud, moves back to Catalina Cove, which is a small island off the coast of Louisiana near New Orleans, about an hour from New Orleans. And he moves back home and strikes up a romance with a woman who owns a soup cafe, which sounds awesome, and is the guardian caregiver for her goddaughter, whose mother passed away from cancer, whose father died in Afghanistan. So this is some sad shit. So basically, this cafe owner and this man trying to get his life back together after being released from prison strike up a romance during the Christmas season on a tiny little island off the Gulf Coast near Louisiana. A little bit from New Orleans, it says. I don't think Catalina Cove is a real place, but I could be wrong. But it's a Christmas romance that takes place in Louisiana, and you know how I feel about Christmas in Louisiana. Enough said. Enough said. Next we have Bellwether Rhapsody by Kate Rakulia. I think that's Kate Rakulia. I'm saying that I'm gonna believe it's Rakulia unless somebody tells me different. Somebody please tell me different. But Bellwether Rhapsody by Kate Rakulia. It is about a bunch of guests who get stranded at a old hotel due to a snowstorm, and a murder takes place. Cozy murder mystery during Christmas at a hotel where everyone's snowed in, nobody can leave. It made the list. That, like, by the way, all these books are Christmas themed, by the way, if you have not picked up on that, but already by the third book I've introduced in this TBR. Yeah, it's very Agatha Christie sounding. Okay, next we have Holly Jolly Diwali by Sonia Lally. Everybody and their mom on BookTube is reading this for Christmas, and I decided to jump on the bandwagon because I was honestly looking for I was honestly looking for different types of holiday romances, like, you know, different religions, different perspectives, different cultures, and Holly Jolly Diwali came out, and so apparently everybody else had the exact same feeling, the exact same idea, and I'm not mad at that. Like, you know, let's all read, you know, culturally different romance novels, and this is one of them. 29-year-old Nikki has always made practical decisions. Despite her love for music and art, she became an analyst for the stability. She's always stuck close to home in case her family needed her. When she's laid off, Nikki realizes that being practical hasn't exactly worked out for her. Nikki arrives in India just in time to celebrate Diwali, the festival of lights, where she meets London musician Samir Maybe it's the splendor of Mumbai or the magic of the holiday season, but Nikki is immediately drawn to Sam. At the wedding, the champagne flows and their flirtatious banter makes it clear that the attraction is mutual. When Nikki and Sam join Dia, her husband, and their friends on a group honeymoon, their connection grows deeper. Free-spirited Sam helps Nikki get in touch with her passionate and creative side and with her Indian roots. Okay, that sounds amazing. I'm fucking here for that. Oh my god. And it doesn't even take place in the States. It takes place in India. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to read this. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Culturally different holiday celebrations, and we got it here with Holly Jolly Diwali by Sonia Lally. That was a tongue twister. Love at Icicle Cafe by Denise N. Wheatley. I picked this book up because I wanted, I read a lot of interracial romances, and I wanted to read something, just some black love, basically. So I was looking for African American romances, and I found this, and it takes place during Christmas, and I was like, oh my god, perfect, absolutely perfect. And it sounds like a Hallmark movie, and I hope to God at some point it gets turned into a Hallmark movie. It sounds very clean though. You know me and clean romances. But for holiday, but you know what? For holiday romances, I'm willing to, like, you know, I'll bend a little bit. If I get a really good kiss, or a few good, really good kisses, okay. If they're written spectacularly. But you know, I don't really do clean romances. But this sounds very cute, very Hallmarky. Basically, this lovely young lady goes back home to Germany. Apparently, she was raised there. She was raised in the States. She goes back home to Germany to help her parents sell their cafe called the Icicle Cafe, and it's a winter-themed cafe. And this gentleman here absolutely loves that cafe. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He thinks it's a staple of the small little German town that they live in. He wants to take it over, and he wants to, you know, use it as this focal point, this pinnacle, and to revitalizing, you know, their small town. It's just so much a part of their, he believes it's so much a part of their town, and you know, that he just doesn't want to see it go. So his whole thing is trying to convince her parents to keep it. And you can't tell me that's not the most, like, Hallmark fucking thing. And they fall in love in the process of, like, you know, trying to make the Icicle Cafe what it used to be, and revitalizing its meaning to the town. Again, like, come on, Hallmark, make the phone call. Call Denise. Oh, she's really pretty. So I've read a graphic novel every month since starting this channel, and a graphic novel or two every month since starting this channel. And so I was looking for, like, a winter or Christmas themed graphic novel to read that wasn't fucking Batman, and I had a hard time finding one, and so I was getting frustrated with that. And then I realized, well, you know, there's tons of Christmas children's stories out there. I mean, is the Velveteen Rabbit one? I was going to get the Velveteen Rabbit, but I couldn't remember if it was a Christmas themed one. But I had already decided on picking up Snow and Rose by Emily Winfield Martin. And so the description reads, Snow and Rose were two sisters as different as night and day. They lived in the woods, but it hadn't always been so. Once they lived in a big house with spectacular gardens and an army of servants. Once they had a father and mother who loved them more than the sun and the moon. But that was before their father disappeared into the woods and their mother disappeared into sorrow. I wonder if that's literal. If, like, she literally just disappeared into her sadness. Because it sounds like a very fantastical book. Like, very folksy. This is their story and the story of the enchanted woods that, enchanted woods, see, there we go, that have been waiting for them to break the set of terrible spells. Okay, yes. So, children's, like, winter fantasy story, here for it. And it's called Snow and Rose, and, like, look at this cover. That's awesome. That's adorable. There's a bear on the back. Yeah, I can't wait to get to this. Okay. Next up is the Midwinter Mail Order Bride by Katie Wilde. I don't know what this is about. I know it's an erotic novel. That dude looks like a Viking. She's very sexy on the cover, and it takes place during the winter. That's it. That's it, and that's all I need to know. That's all I want to know. I am fine with going into this blind and reading about sexy winter Viking ongoings. So, sold. Here we go. Again, I don't need to know any more than what this cover has been giving me, because it's giving what it's supposed to give, and that's all that's needed. No explanation. I'll figure out what this is about once I get to reading it. Okay, next I have a male romance called Daddy's Little Christmas Secret Santa Daddy by Della Kane. I was looking for a queer Christmas romance, and I stumbled upon this one through like Amazon's recommend or like suggestions, whatever the hell they do when you're perusing, and it sounded really cute. It's about the CEO who throws an office Christmas party and allows his employees to have a Secret Santa gift exchange. And given that he's the CEO, he's the boss, he doesn't want to participate in it, but somebody keeps leaving him gifts. And he's just like, and very personal gifts, sexy gifts and very personal gifts that he wouldn't expect people to really leave him or to know him, to understand him enough to send him these gifts. And it turns out it's a male employee of his, and that's all I need to know. Like, that story, that alone was enough for me to be like, yes, give me all of this. And it's I think it's an erotic novel. There's erotic and there's romance. I know the difference, and just like The Midwinter Mail Order Bride is an erotic novel, I know this is an erotic novel, and I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. That's exactly what I asked for. This is what I wanted. So Daddy's Little Christmas is going to be read by me this month, most definitely. So Eileen by Ottessa Moshfegh. Okay. I'm gonna go with that. Ottessa Moshfegh. I don't know what this book's about. I just know it's a thriller that takes place during winter around Christmas time, and cool. From what I understand from the back, it's about these two women who end up in this odd, very intense friendship that takes a turn. And yeah, it says Hitchcockian twist, and okay. What is that Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively movie? I can't remember it, but it kind of sounds like that. It sounds like a darker winter version of that film. I have not seen the film, but the plot twist of that film the plot and the plot twist of that film got ruined for me by accident. There's this YouTube channel that I follow, and they accidentally spoiled that plot in a YouTube video of theirs in which they were talking about something else. So I was like, okay, but I wasn't really too mad about it because I had no intention of really watching that film. But knowing what that film's about and kind of what the plot twist is about, this kind of sounds like that. It sounds like a darker and a more with a darker humor Christmas version of that, which I find a little exciting. I don't know. Again, I don't know that much about what this book's about. I just know that it was a winter Christmas themed thriller, and so it made the fucking list, and that's enough for me. So I've got nothing but thrillers and romances on this list, which is, both of those are my wheelhouse. That's where I live. I'm fine with that. But I felt like I needed to break that up a little bit. So I did that, with the children's book with Snow and Rose, but I also decided to break it up with some women's fiction, namely African American fiction as well, with The Warmest December by Bernice L. McFadden. I read Bernice L. McFadden's book Sugar, which is like her most successful novel. I read that book 1,000 years ago. Absolutely loved it. I think I read it in like a sitting. It was just so good. It was just a very easy read as well, and very interesting and very intriguing. It's very reminiscent of kind of like The Color Purple, which is a novel I absolutely adore, and I absolutely fucking love that movie. And my husband took me to see the stage play a couple years ago in Portland. Portland, Oregon. And it was good. I was a little thrown off by the fact that it was a musical, given that the book is so dramatic and the movie itself is not a musical. But I still enjoyed it, still enjoyed my time engaging in it. But anyway, yeah, Bernice McFadden, she wrote Sugar. Absolutely love that book. I bought the sequel to it, I think it's called This Bitter Earth, right after that. And right when it came out, and I never read it. It's still sitting on my shelf. And I think she wrote that book well over 10 years ago. I know, I'm garbage. I really need to get to it. But I was too afraid to read it. I was too afraid to read it because I was just like, oh man, what if it's not good? And you know, sometimes when a sequel's not good, it kind of taints the original a little tiny bit for you. But so I didn't want that. I didn't want to read This Bitter Earth and be mad and angry about the continuation of these characters' lives where I felt like we left off was perfect enough. And like, you know, I was completely satisfied with where we had ended with Sugar. Anyway, I say all that long ass tangent to say that when I was looking to break up the romance thriller list, my TBR for this month, I came across I was looking for like literary fiction, and I came across Bernice L. McFadden's there was a recommendation for Bernice's The Warmest December, and so I was just like, you know what, I absolutely love Sugar, and I know she's a fantastic writer, so yeah, let's do this. So yeah, it's a family drama. It says, for Kinsey growing up in the Low house, for Kinsey growing up in the Lowell household means opening the bottom drawer of her father's dresser to choose which belt she'd be whipped with that night, furtive trips to the Beehive liquor store for her father's vodka, and dreaming of the day she can escape apartment 5A. So it's about a girl who's clearly been raised by an alcoholic, abusive father, and she comes back as an adult to, I think she comes back to either take care of him or arrange his funeral, something like that. And so, you know, all her past memories and all that, you know, resurface, and she has to deal with the trauma and of her childhood and her relationship to her father, who I think is either dying or dead. I can't remember. But yeah, it's literary fiction, African American fiction, women's fiction, and so I just thought, let's, you know, if we're going to break up the romance thriller with a little bit of drama, why not do it with Bernice L. McFadden, who is a fantastic writer. So I'm actually very excited to get to and read. I might put this in the center of my TBR. I don't want to close out the month reading something so depressing, and I don't want to begin the month reading something so depressing. So I'm going to try to eke it out somewhere in between the middle, that along with Snow and Rose as well. Okay, so remember when I said that I had thrillers and mysteries and romance just on this TBR? Here is the Big Book of Christmas Mysteries. It has Mary Higgins Clark, Agatha Christie, Ed McBain, Colin Dexter. Colin Dexter sounds familiar. I know who Mary Higgins Clark is, and Ed McBain and Agatha Christie, clearly. But Colin Dexter, have I read something in this? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google it when we're done here. But yeah, exactly what it says on the tin. The Big Book of Christmas Mysteries. It's modern day authors and classic authors of murder mysteries, and all the stories take place during Christmas time. Why wouldn't I buy this? Why wouldn't I not buy this incredible big ass anthology book? I can't wait to dive into this and get my read on with some Christmas murder mysteries. But yeah, short stories, anthology, written by some of the best mystery writers out there. And they all take place during Christmas. Perfect. Gold. 'Twas the Night After Christmas by Sabrina Jeffries. I have absolutely no idea what this book is about. I just know it's a historical romance. I just know it takes place during Christmas, and I just know when I saw the cover, I had to fucking get it, because I absolutely love this white dress with this big red bow in the back. Oh my god. This clinch cover, and her back's out, and oh my god, and there's poinsettias all in the background. It just, like, this cover just sung to me. Like, I know I'm not the only bitch on the planet who just buys a book because the cover is just amazing. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. It could be every trope in the book that I fucking hate. I just know that I absolutely love this cover, and it took place during Christmas, and it was a historical romance. And so I was just like, okay, Sabrina Jeffries, you got me. So it is on the list. I can't wait to get to it. I hope I love it. There are 2 books on my list that I am dying to read on this TBR. I am absolutely dying to read on this TBR. So I'm going to try and make them the last 2 books this month that I read, so I can hopefully close out, because I think they're going to be good reads. I really do think they're going to be 4 or 5-star reads. I really do. So I'm going to save the 2 of them for the end of the month and read those 2 last. And the first one is The Matzo Ball by Jen Meltzer. Oh my god. So again, I was looking for different cultural holiday romance books to read, and voila, The Matzo Ball by Jean. Did I call her Jen? It's Jean. Jean Meltzer. Okay, so Rachel Rubenstein Goldblatt, very Jewish name, is a nice Jewish girl with a shameful secret. She loves Christmas. For a decade, she's hidden her career as a Christmas romance novelist from her family. I'm already invested. Her talent has made her a best-selling author, even as her chronic illness has always kept that kind of love she writes about out of reach. Oh no! But when her diversity-conscious publisher insists she write a Hanukkah romance, her well of inspiration suddenly runs dry. Hanukkah's not magical, it's not merry, it's not Christmas. Desperate not to lose her contract, Rachel's determined to find her muse at the Matzo Ball, a Jewish musical celebration on the last night of Hanukkah, even if it means working with her summer camp arch enemy, Jacob Greenberg. Though Rachel and Jacob haven't seen each other since they were kids, their grudge still holds brighter than a menorah. Oh my god! See what I mean? See what I mean? See what I mean? This sounds amazing. This sounds amazing. I can't wait to read this. I can't wait to read this. Ah, yes. I'm saving this for after Christmas. It will definitely be read by me. Oh my god, I can't wait. Can't wait, can't wait. Like, again, different cultural holiday celebration. And oh my gosh. She's like a secret romance novelist. Oh, but she has a chronic illness. Oh, this is her first novel. This is Jean Meltzer's first novel. The Matzo Ball is her first novel. I've seen quite a bit of booktubers, you know, putting this on their TBRs, reading it. So, you know, I hope it's good. I hope it's successful. And I hope she gets to keep writing, you know, very Jewish themed romances. Because if it's good, I'll read all of them. Okay, and the last book on my list that I am saving for the end of the month because I really am excited for it and I can't wait is A Princess for Christmas by Jenny Holiday. That cover is adorable. I don't even really know what it's about. I just know it's called A Princess for Christmas, and I was just like, okay, let's see. Leo Ricci's handling all he can between taking care of his little sister Gabby, driving a cab, and being his Bronx apartment building super. But when Gabby spots a princess in a gown outside the United Nations trying to hail a cab, she begs her brother to stop and help. Before he knows it, he's got a real-life damsel in distress in his back seat. Princess Marie of Eldovia, I don't think that's a real place, should be hailing a cab, or it could be wrong. Shouldn't be hailing a cab or even in New York, but after her mother's death, her father plunged into a devastating depression, and the fate of her small alpine country fell on Marie's shoulders. She's taken aback by the gruff but devastatingly handsome driver who shows her more kindness than she's seen in a long time. When Marie asks Leo to be her driver for the rest of her visit, he agrees, thinking he'll squire a rich miss around and make more money than he has in months. He doesn't expect to start longing for the unpredictable Marie, and when he and Gabby end up in Eldovia for Christmas, he discovers a princess who is all wrong for him may be the woman who is his perfect match. Oh my god, yes! Yes! Oh my god. Okay, I was really afraid it was gonna be some secret princess bullshit, but it's not. Like, she's up front from the jump that, like, you know, she's a fucking princess. And he, you know, is driving her all around New York and ends up going back to her little tiny little country with her and spending the holidays with her. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. Oh. I love it. I love it. Oh my god, so when it said that his little sister Gabby spots a princess in a gown outside the United Nations, I thought it was kind of going to be like, have you ever seen that that viral photo of the black woman on the street in her wedding gown, and this adorable chubby cheeked little white girl runs up to her thinking she's a princess, and like she's just like, the bride is just so flattered, and like all the guests are out there taking photos and they think it's so cute, and the little girl's like, no, insistent that she's a princess, and then she shows her book, and on her like children's book is a picture of this black woman in this very regal gown, and she's a princess, so she thinks that's who she is. And oh my god, that's so cute. I'm dying. I'm gagging. So yes, I am excited about all these fucking reads. Especially the last two. I can't wait to read those. I'm going to save those for the end of the month. I hope I love them. I hope they're good. I do not want to have to save them to the end of the month and close my month out on books that just irked me. But yeah, those are all my December TBR reads. I am super excited to get to them. I can't wait to read them. I can't wait to talk to you guys about them. In addition to this TBR and my wrap up at the end of the month, I'm also going to make a video about my favorite Christmas movies, and my top 10 favorite Christmas movies. If I do all of them, well, like, you guys are gonna have to suffer through a 3-hour video, and nobody wants that. I don't want to do that, and you guys don't want to watch that, and so I'm gonna make sure we all get what we want. But I'm going to do my top 10 favorite Christmas movies, and I'm also going to do a video of my top 5 favorite reads since starting this channel, not of the entire year. I started this channel in June, so that's half a year. So we'll do the top 5 of my favorite reads of the last half of the year, and my top least favorite reads of the last half of the year. So look out for those videos when they come out as well. In the middle of the month. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and geeking out with me on my Christmas reads. Wash your hands, wash your face, moisturize. Please moisturize. That's the most important part. Stay safe. Get your booster shot if you're already vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, get vaccinated. Then get your booster shot. And pay your library fine. Don't let them get out of hand. Love you guys very much. And I'll see you very soon. Bye. Oh my god. And I totally, really quick, so sorry. Forgot. I in October had a birthday charity, and I raised money for BEST, the Book Bus, which is a mobile library in every state that goes to underserved, underprivileged communities and allows children the ability to read. And I love that. Absolutely and truly. And so I wanted to, show my support of that. And so I myself and my friends donated to them for my birthday in October. And they gave me a nice little shout out on Facebook. And I didn't do it for the shout out, but it was just really nice of them to say thank you, and I appreciate that. And so here at the bottom of the screen is where you can check them out on their website and donate if you would like to. Books were a very, very important part of my life when I was a kid. They're an important part of my life now. But if I'm crazy about books now, I can't even tell you how crazy I was about them when I was a kid. And the idea that there are children out there who don't have the resources, access, and ability to get to engage in literature in the way that they may want to or they need to breaks my heart. So I wanted to give to a charity that was doing something about that. and Best of Book Bus is that charity. There are a million others like it out there, but I chose this one. But yeah, their information, their website's on the bottom of the screen. Feel free to check them out, and if you are so inclined, please donate to them.